What's the deal? Facebook, we all coming on tonight. Yeah, your boy just running a little bit behind. Get everything set. Y'all want to listen to a little music. We gonna come in and talk this issue like we always do. That's what we do. You know that's what we do.
Star Wars moving ill like Han Solo. Make you bounce around like this was Calypso. Always shine cause I got the high pro glow. You think that you can hide, you think you can lay low. Roll up on your ass like Hawaii 5-0. Mac out with my dreads in my Kango. Forget the moment, just past the Cisco. Yo, take a trip down to Mexico. Come back with that shit that might make you psycho. Maximum frequency studio stereo. Sorry this is it, but homeboy I got to go. I step up in the place and yo I step correct. Got you all in check. I got that head nod that make you break your neck. I got you all in check. And you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air and never disrespect. I got you all in check. Yo, yo, hey.
All's my life I has to fight. All's my life hard times like yeah, bad trips like yeah. Nazareth, you God got us, then we gon' be alright. Be alright. Be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Be alright. We gon' be alright. Be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. One Mac 11 in the room with the bass down. Skimming, and let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. But pretty is the highlight. I tell my mama I love her, but that's what I like. Lord knows, 20 of them in my Chevy. Tell them all to come and get me, reaping everything I sow. So my karma come in heaven, no preliminary hearings on my record. I'm a mother. Silence for the record. Tell the world I know it's too late. Boys and girls, I think I'm going great. Trying to side my face this all day. Won't you please believe when I say, when you know we've been hurt, been down before. Pride was low, looking at the world like where do we go? We hate poor, when the killer's dead in the street for sure. I'm at the preacher's door, my knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright. Be alright. Be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Be alright. We gon' be alright. Be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. What you want? You a house? You a car? 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, anything. See, my name is Lucy. I'm your dog. With the mom. I can see the evil. I can tell it. I know it's illegal. I don't think about it. I deposit every year to zero. Thinking of my partner. Put the candy painting on the Rico. Digging in my pocket. In a profit. Big enough to feed you every day. My life. Get another dollar just to keep you in the presence of your Chico. I don't talk about it, be about it. Every day I see cool. If I got it, then you know you got it. Heaven, I can reach you. Pet dog, my dog, that's all. Big back and chat, I trap the back for y'all. I rap, I'm black on tracks, so rest assured. My rights, my wrongs, I right till I'm right with God. When you know we've been hurt, been down before. When our pride was low, looking at the world like where do we go? And we hate poor, when the killer's dead in the street for sure. Preacher's door, my knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright. Be alright. Be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Be alright. We gon' be alright. Be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
I keep my head up, my eyebrows, my too afraid of life changes. I'm alright in your favor. Dark nights in my prayers.
I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence. Sometimes I did the same, abusing my power full of resentment. Resentment that turned into a deep depression. Found myself screaming in the hotel room. I didn't want to self-destruct. The evils of Lucy was all around me. So I went
He
running
doing
for
all
answers.
that, man. He could have.
Greetings, Atlanta, America, worldwide internet. Thank you for tuning in to WWWE 1100 AM The Real. You on Shop Talking Randomish with King and Sane and the lovely Starlight. I am Will Sane.
It's your boy Rick King. I am in the building. Yes, sir. We are here. Yes, please forgive your boys. Running late, rain, weather ugly, criminal time,
Too ugly.
all that.
Christmas traffic out there.
Man,
It's all.
but we are here. Sorry about last week. Your boy, we were tired, boss. We were tired, boss.
Other jobs catching up with us, man.
Man, life is catching up with your boy.
Heck yeah.
But this is Barbershop Talking Randomish. Y'all know how we do this thing around this thing. This is a place where no conversation is taboo. In this in Barbershop, we ain't got but one rule, and what is that rule?
That is, say what you mean what you say. Just don't be mean when you say it. Hey, to join us in our conversation in the shop or to start your own conversation and walk into the shop, please dial 404-603-8770. Rick, where else can they contact
And
us
if you're
on
in
our-
your mammy basement, please let her know this is not one of them 9999999999999999999 freaky dicky numbers. Although sometimes it can be, depending on what the conversation is. But let her know that it's on us. We gonna pay for it. It's 1-888-926-7562. Check this out, fellas. The
And
shop
ladies.
is now open. What's the deal, Pickles?
Not much, boy. What's up with you?
Boy, I'm just living the American dream. A nightmare, depends on who watching.
Ah, it's getting better, man. It's gonna get better.
Always gonna get better, my brother.
You gotta keep living it, man.
That's the plan. I ain't got no other plan. I plan to keep living in the plan. Life gonna get better. But you know, at the day, this
It's
rain,
December 13th, man. It's a Friday the
Friday
13th.
13th.
Friday
But
the
I
13th.
got the wrong music
Yes,
going on.
yes.
Oh, boy. I
Where the
forgot.
Jason at?
Well,
Shout out to my sister. It's her birthday today. Cherie, love you. Happy birthday. Shout out to my niece, my newborn, my niece Heaven. Happy birthday to you. 1 year old. Welcome to this crazy world.
why?
I know, man.
Sorry.
Yes.
But welcome, baby, and sorry
Yes.
that you got to go through this thing we call this crazy world.
As my niece told one of my nieces told her mom, said, "Hey, you gonna pay my bills, right? When I get older." My sister's like, "No, what the hell are you talking about?" She said, "Well, I didn't ask to be brought here."
Okay, we'll leave.
I was like, "You know what, though?"
I can help you get up out of here now.
But it's so crazy. I can see your point, though.
I can see your
You
point.
brought me into this crazy world.
Okay.
We make kids and we like, hey, welcome to the world.
Okay, but so you gonna go back and get that money from your
Hell
phone?
no.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
They won't even give it to me.
Thank you. Thank you. But we do have my man, next chef to be at DeKalb County. Carl is in the building with us once again.
Mr. Carl Mobley, welcome back, family.
Thank you. What up, Atlanta?
Yes, sir. We gonna talk to him more to him after the top of the hour about why he's here, what he's doing, what he got going on. But right now we just doing the chewing the fat. How was your week, man?
Busy, man. Well, busy, and I try to take a break, try to relax, but you can't never relax, man.
Okay.
The mind too busy nowadays. Mind too busy.
Still grinding.
Yeah, your mind just won't. You know,
grinding.
you don't feel like your mind just like it keeps going, but you need to just shut up for a minute. Man.
Hold on. Y'all disrespectful men.
Oh,
We
yes.
have Carl's lovely wife is in the building.
She's on that. Is she in the view? I don't know if she's in view.
She's in the corner.
She's in the corner like the high.
Yeah, in the
Hold on.
corner. Shut that mic.
Well, we tried. I think it's still, yeah, the better half, the better looking half of chef to be.
The person that pushes you.
Yes, indeed.
You need that.
Yes, indeed.
It might pull you as well.
Sometimes.
Nah, she ain't always behind. She ain't always the person in back. Sometimes she's the one pulling you.
Well, see, I never liked the saying, behind every great man is a great woman.
man.
I always I like
Side
her
by
beside
side.
me, or sometimes in front of me, lead me.
Ask her what we fuss about.
What y'all
What's
fuss
the argument at
about?
home?
Don't ever stand behind me.
Yeah.
Don't ever.
I don't. I mean, because
agree.
that's something I have never. Yes, when I need to be pushed, okay.
Yeah.
Put that hand on me and push me.
Yeah,
Don't get behind me.
yeah. I don't think I have ever agreed with that. Even coming up and hearing it behind.
It's you know what? I would say this. I understand it
I understand the concept.
because it's like you need to. It's more so. I don't think it's like degrading. I think it's more so like
Just having
in order for you to be
got your
great.
back.
Yeah, if you see a great man, trust me, there was a woman.
Yes.
Who
Well, see,
pushed him along or did something to get you there.
I never really thought it was being degrading, but being raised by a strong as hell black woman.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
Hey man, let me tell you something. My son is 11 years old, right?
yes, sir.
He had his first girlfriend.
Oh, Lord.
When I tell you this boy
Doc okay?
would wake
Hold
up.
on, is Doc okay?
Oh, she's okay.
She's okay?
Yeah, she's
Oh,
okay.
okay. Whew. I know that could be traumatic for a woman.
He had his first girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
That joker would get up on time, brush his teeth. He want to go across country.
Yes, sir.
Hey, all of it.
Hey.
She made my son great.
Hey.
Great again.
Hey,
And
bro.
then she broke up with She broke up with him.
Yes, sir.
And now he's back to I don't care about my Why do we even have teeth?
Man, I tell you, you gotta watch the movie Good Boys.
Good boys.
You gotta watch Good Boys, and that's the same. It was the same plot. One of the little kids in there was in love with a little girl.
Yeah.
He was all madly in love, and then all of a sudden she broke up with him. He was crying.
Hey, man.
You gotta watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm check
I
it out.
tell everybody, every great thing and every bad thing that ever happened to me in my life is revolves around a woman.
I think every man can do
revolves around a woman.
that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I think every man. I think that's. I always have this. My idea is that men do everything really for women.
Everything we do.
Everything. I don't care what it is.
Everything we do. Heterosexual or cis man.
Yes.
Everything that we do.
Yes.
Is for woman.
Yes.
And I used. I never forget when I used to tell my ex about our oldest son. I say, starting off, I say the first two women in his life, be careful. I say,
Yeah.
I say what we really hoping is the first woman he gets is not a good woman.
Oh, you want the bad woman first?
Take the bad woman first, because the good woman, she gonna come,
know.
she gonna pick him up. Because if he get that good woman first, it just
Well, it's that thing of experience, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
That's
that life lesson. You know, how do you know what's good if you hadn't went through a little bit of bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes you more appreciative of
Right,
what.
right.
When she had
Right.
that. I can see that.
Right.
I'm scared though because I'm like, once you had that bad, my negative mind thinks that if you had that bad first, now everybody you're gonna be having that album like I don't trust you.
well,
You
you
gonna
ain't
bring
gonna, you ain't.
gonna bring my heart
But it's gonna take. That's what I'm saying. That good girl, she gonna
She'll
shake.
come along, but she'll weather the storm.
Yes,
weather
sir.
the storm.
She'll weather
Yes,
the
sir.
storm.
And
You need that.
And it's funny. And it's funny how they know
Yeah.
at an early age how to maneuver us
Yeah.
at an early age
I
because
tell you, it's a vicious game.
man.
Is it anything worse than a man with a broken heart?
Oh no, we don't.
I don't think.
we so retarded. She finna. This man, like it was male conversation. So she finna.
No,
She in the midst.
Yeah, she in the barber shop.
But I think there's nothing worse than a hurt male. That's nothing worse than a hurt.
Can I be full disclosure in my barber shop?
Go ahead.
That's how I ended up in the Navy.
That's how
Well,
you.
let me tell you what's bad about that, though. You know, men, we go out and do the dirt.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, you can't do dirt.
We go out and do the dirt.
Yeah.
But
A
when
lot of us can't. No, don't say oh.
No, I ain't
Yeah,
saying
go ahead and
that.
say it. Go ahead and say
I'm
it.
just saying a lot of men can't take it when the dirt thrown back on.
No, you can't even touch
We
it.
go out and throw the dirt, but when the dirt come back,
Oh, that's hard.
oh hey,
You can't even
we
touch
mad.
his hand. Like, I don't get what you touching his hand for?
We mad.
Me and some of my homeboys. That's one of our, I guess, most venom conversations that we have about can you handle the dirt you've done?
What you put out.
Can you handle the dirt you've done?
No, that's why I started doing dirt. Because you know I really believe in karma, and I'm like, okay,
Can you handle it back?
Yes, it's either gonna come back to me or is God gonna hit my daughter or my son with it. Most of my daughter.
And you know what? That's the bad part. It may hit your daughter.
Yes, that's what I'm so scared of, man.
You know.
I'm so terrified of my daughter getting hit
Right.
with my karma.
I pray every day that my oh Lord. But the crazy thing is, but the crazy thing is, that's what she's.
You know, we can handle it because we know we put it out there.
Yeah.
If it come back on, it's like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
I remember when I did this. And
Yeah.
It came, but when they hit your kid.
Yeah. And you sort of feel like you deserve it when they come back on you.
Yeah,
when you come
yeah.
back on you, you like, yo, this is payback. I know why this happened.
I need to know, but I had to go back and find out.
Yeah, you gotta
I have to
sit down.
remember now.
Oh, yeah.
I have to remember why I did. Hey, I'm getting it. I need to know.
Wait a minute, you start thinking back.
Yeah. I need to know exactly why I'm getting this karma at
You
this time.
want to go find that old phone number? I need to call her and tell her I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need to get this booty off me.
Hey, bro. Lord have mercy,
Need to
boy.
get this booty
Hey,
off.
be plenty out. You be laying in that bed, boy. Lord, what
Baby,
did I
I'm
do?
sorry.
Who did
I'm
I do? Who did I do this to? Lord,
telling you, man.
please forgive your boy.
Next day you turn into drugs and everything. You got people, and that's the bad, and that's the bad thing because that leads to that. Like I say, the heartbreak from a man. I saw.
Well, they sent me to the military.
But you know what? That's a good thing though.
Okay.
Because it helped you become. Did it shock up your life though?
Bro, I was sitting in a corner. Me and my ex-fiance,
You wanted to get away from her that bad?
No. We broke up and I couldn't handle it. I could not handle it.
Dang,
I was, bro. It was almost like my homeboy them come to my house. I might be sick. I go to work, come home, sit in the corner.
Oh man.
One day my mama looked at it. Boy, is you going? I'm in the barbershop every week. I was at the. Every
How old
week.
were you?
I was. I ended up going in the military at 26. So I was around.
Damn, yeah, you.
Yeah.
you
22.
went later on, didn't
you? You was
Yeah. I ain't going.
still.
Yeah. So this was about 24, 25, 26 around there when we broke up, and bro, I couldn't handle it.
Were you able to eat?
I barely. Hey, I was going to work,
For
coming
about a
home.
month, he went on a diet.
Hey, I tell anybody the best diet in the world is stress. Stress is the best. Heartbreak is the best diet in the world. You get shown up fine. That's stress fine.
I know.
Bro.
I lost like 13 pounds
Boy.
in like 2 weeks.
Boy,
No.
But hey, let me tell you, because I never forget that Freaknik 96.
Oh Lord.
You did dirt?
96.
Did you do
Freaknik-
dirt and
no,
it
I
came
didn't
back
do,
on you?
no, I didn't do dirt.
Oh, okay.
But it was our relationship was I pretty much knew our relationship was over. Freaknik 96. So I went to Freaknik and
I was about to say that was the time to not
No,
think
no,
about
no,
it.
no, no. I didn't think about it during Freaknik. There was no thoughts on it during
Did it
Freaknik.
affect your Freaknik performance?
Oh, no. Freaknik before was on fleek, as they say, and the young kids
You
say.
didn't think about it then.
Oh no! But soon as because I was staying at my homeboy's crib, and once his roommates guests had left, then it was just us there.
Yeah.
And I stayed. I didn't after Freaknik. I stayed up here in Atlanta because at the time I was back in Athens, so I stayed up here in Atlanta, and that's when it hit me.
That's when it hit you.
It hit me, and I was like, "What do I do now?" Because my whole world was her.
What's her?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did everything. You
Bruh.
just your whole
And my
life.
whole world was her. And but when that was over, I didn't know what to. I couldn't
But
do.
see,
I couldn't function.
Here's the thing. Here's the question, Rick. Here's the question. Whose fault was it?
It was mine.
Okay. That's
Yeah, you
it was
gotta,
mine.
yeah, you gotta own it.
See,
Oh yeah. It was no. In the grand scheme of things, it was my fault because, and it wasn't no dirt per se that I did. It was how she broke it down with me. I loved her more than I loved myself.
What?
I love this woman more than I love myself.
So you, man, I'm scared about to ask
I
you
don't
what
know.
you did.
I know, right?
What you like, did you stalk her? Like,
No,
why was she like-
none of that. I love this one more. I didn't care about
scary,
my
man.
well-being. All I cared about was her well-being.
Yeah.
I went to work, got off work, make sure she was okay. If she needed anything, I'm talking about. And she was 2.5 hours away from me. If she could have called and said, "Rick, I want to see you. I'm on the way."
Yeah.
2.5 hours away. I would get up. I some days get off my job, drive 2.5 hours to her, get up in the morning, go back to work.
That's love, dedication.
boy,
that
that's real love. Rick.
It was a damn fool what it was. But like I say, but that was my and
Hey, that was some gold.
hey.
Platinum plus. Platinum plus.
Fireworks was fine. But yeah, and I didn't know how to handle it. When we broke up, I didn't know how to handle it. I was like sitting in the corner someday, and it was so funny because I had to go pick up my cousin one day, and he was at school at the time. And I walked in, and I'm thinking, because I had my oldest daughter, who was a baby, like 1 or 2 years old. And I'm like, what in the world can I do so I can take care of my child and just get away? And it was just like walking into a military commercial. Wow. When I walked in this building, it was like,
they were smiling. Got him.
Yeah.
He's a broken heart guy.
And I never forget, I went and talked to the recruiter. I went back home, told my mom, hey, I'm going in the military. She's like, huh? I said, I'm going to the military. I said, I got to get out of here, man.
Hey, the recruiter was happy. He got
I was the easiest. No, because I walked in, I was like, what can you do for me and my daughter?
They didn't have to sell, pitch and all.
They haven't made no promises.
Because he was, in fact, he was a first time recruit, so he started. I said, dog, keep it.
Keep your spiel.
I said, dog, I don't need none of that. I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't need none of that spiel.
Hey, boy.
Yeah.
That's bad, man.
But, bro, that's the power of woman. That's the power of woman.
Yeah, that's
for me
like,
in my life.
No, that's the power of love.
Yeah.
Okay, I love women, so I'm gonna say the power of women.
That's the power of love.
Yeah.
That's the power of love.
I'm telling you, man, I've been that way, man. I was like I said, man, I didn't want to eat. It was so crazy because it's like R. Kelly had, I think it was around the same time R. Kelly had his double album. The R and the R. Kelly, or whatever the album was, the black and red album.
Yeah.
And two of his favorite songs he's always played is When a Woman's Fed Up.
Yes, sir.
I used to always play that in my room, sad as hell. Right? She fed
Is that what it is when a woman's fed up?
Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's like, it was that, and then If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time.
If I could turn.
Oh, yeah. Man, I even picked up my phone. Hey, listen real quick.
Hey. Or you do that thing where you in my situation, a couple of times I pick up the phone like, should I call?
Should I call?
Hey,
you gonna let it fly?
Looking at your phone.
Yeah.
Want to hit?
I wish she called.
Yeah.
But that
Baby, I'm sorry.
But you just hit ego.
Ego.
Because that's another thing that deters a lot of guys from like fixing that relationship and working that relationship that they really desire and want.
Yeah.
Is that ego.
Oh, that male.
Need.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one too.
Well, need.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we're impulsive. We can make them bad decisions, but just having that one person who can stay level sometimes when we're young.
Yes.
Is what is important.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's hard.
She was miles ahead of me for his maturity and stuff like that. So I mean, she was the perfect balance for me. Yeah. But like I said,
here's the $100 question. Did you talk to her after you got out the military? Have you had?
Yeah. We've had this conversation. Oh yeah, she knows.
So
she knows. Oh, she knows she put me in the military.
You got you got to put in the middle.
She knows she got put in the military.
You got to put in the middle home. How was her reaction afterwards? I mean, how were y'all interaction after the?
Yeah, you laying on the couch right now.
After you healed.
Yeah, you're on the couch right now.
Yeah, after you healed.
Therapy session, therapeutic.
After you healed, how was the interaction?
Did you love her the same?
Okay, check this out. And I think 2 marriages was messed up.
Yours and hers, or yours and yours?
I think 2 marriages was messed up.
Okay. All right. That's all we want to know.
I think 2 marriages was messed up. We talked about it. I think, like I said, she knows she put me in the military, and
Okay, now here's the second $100. There's the $200 question.
$200 for $200.
Okay.
Regrets.
I only regret one thing in my life, and that's not retiring from the military. That's the only thing I ever regretted.
So you didn't regret the breakup, y'all leaving, because some men, we regret it.
Yeah, well, he can't regret the breakup because she broke up with him.
Well, I'm just saying.
So he can't regret that.
You can regret the breakup.
I regret not being able to grasp at a young age whatever it was she needed. Because
that's
but if I do regret that, do I have whatever else I've had in my life? So, like I said, the only thing I just really regret in my life is not retiring from the military.
You know what I realized? I really realized this is that in a relationship, it's very, unless you're trained and you may need your woman to actually train you, it's very hard for you to understand the flaws that you are committing.
Right.
You have to separate. I found out that I have to separate myself from the individual, from the relationship, not go mess around or do anything, but just sit back, reflect back, and say, okay, what did I do? How did this conflict happen? Okay, now go back and try to make amends to what I actually did.
When do you do that? I mean,
it's a process, because to me, I'm so alpha male, ego driven.
Yes.
That I'm like, yo, forget that. I don't need nobody. I'm good. I'm me.
So at what point?
And then when you get home,
okay, we done stumbled on something. Now when we got to take this break.
Yeah, we gotta take that
now
break.
When we come back from break, I got a question, I guess, for all of us men in the room, and yeah. But ma'am, you need to come back when we do a ladies show so you can be on that part of the conversation, because you now engulfed in this. So I'm gonna have a lady sit down. But I got a question that's pertaining, and then we're gonna get into why you here, Carl. But yeah, we done stumbled on some things, but this is a healthy man conversation that we need. So we're gonna take this station break, we're gonna listen to Jay-Z. I'm playing this Jay-Z because he turned 50 December the 4th. Shouts out to Jay-Z turning 50. Shouts out to Diddy, who also turned 50 in, I think, November. So that's two of our hip-hop greats that has turned the century mark. And yeah, so we will be right back. Please, if you want to holler at your folks, 404-603-8770. We will be right back.
You are tuned into WWE AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Thank you. Far too kind. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook it with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roar. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, make some noise. Who you know fresher than home? Riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lurking, yeah. Can't none of y'all mirror me back. Yeah, hear me rap, it's like G rapping his prime. I'm Young H.O., raps Grateful Dead. Back to take over the globe, now break bread. I'm in Boeing Jets, Global Express. Out the country, but the blueberries still connect. On the low, but the yacht got a triple deck. But when you young, what the respect? Yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Damn your manhole, crack the can open again. Who you gonna find open the head with no pen? Just draw inspiration. Who you gonna see you can't replace him? Cheap imitation for these generations. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook it. The Brooklyn balls. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. What the hell are you waiting for? Look what you made me do, look what I made for you. Knew if I pay my dues, how will they pay you? When you first come in the game, they try to play you. Then you drop a couple of hits, look how they wave to you. From Marcy to Madison Square, to the only thing that matters is just a matter of years. As fate would have it, J status appears to be at an all-time high. Perfect time to say goodbye. When I come back like Jordan, we're in the 4-5. It ain't to play games with you, it's to aim at you. Probably maim you. If I owe you, I'm blowing you to smithereens. Except I take one for your team, and I need you to remember one thing. I came, I saw, I conquered. From record sales, sold out concerts. So you want this encore? I need you to scream till your lungs get sore.
Ow! It's start time. This man is mean. He's killing all y'all jive turkeys. Y'all want more than Chicken Man. Well, if y'all want more than Chicken Man, then I need y'all to help me bring him back to the stage. Stay hold. Come on, say it. Hold up, hold up. Are y'all out there? Are y'all out there? Come on, loud. Yeah. Now see, that's what I'm talking about. They love you, Chicken. They love you, Chicken.
I like the way this one feels. It's so soulful, man. And I'm leaving. That's how you get me back. After a year, them 16s is 1.2. So that's
2.4 and I'm only doing 2. You want in the game attention, new dudes, I can get you BET and TRL too. You want to be in the public, send your budget. I ain't budging. Young did it to death, you gotta love it. Record companies told me I couldn't cut it. Now look at me, all star studded. God for above par like I putted. All cause I uttered was utterly ridiculous. How sick is this? You want the bang, send Kanye chain, send Justin Dust, send Hypocrite. Then you got spit. Feel something like this. Woo, woo.
What the hell are you waiting for?
Welcome back to Shop Talking Randomish with King Insane and the lovely Starlight. I am Will Sane.
It's your boy Rick King. I am in the building. I am on the boards. I am in the house. I am in the hell, and I am, and I am, and I am.
God dang, you a lot of things.
A lot I am.
Hey, also in the house tonight, we have Sheriff-elect. I can't say Sheriff-elect.
Well, yeah, let's say Sheriff-elect.
We have Sheriff-elect Mr. Carl Mobley and his lovely wife. Man, please say your name. I apologize. I want you to speak your name.
It's Jolie.
Come on, say it.
Jolie.
The lovely Jolie is in the house tonight. She's making her man better, as all good women do.
What?
All good women do. All right, so before we took a break and everything, we were out here talking about like heartbreak hotels, all the relationships that you had and everything in the past, how you got how it shaped you.
Now,
You know, it made Rick go to the military.
I told you to put me in the military. But yeah, no, but I had a question for you.
What's
Because
your
you were talking about you had to go through these processes and stuff.
Oh, yeah, process.
So when in this process did you swallow your ego? Did you get your ego out your way so that you could start thinking clearly?
So I'm going to tell you. So I had a motto. All right, at the age of 35, I came up with a motto, which is, I can't say the word, but it's I'm 35. And I felt that when I turned 35, it was no holds barred. You could tell the truth about, you need to be man enough to tell the truth about everything. Mm-hmm. But also telling the truth about everything means you need to be telling the truth to yourself about, hey, your F-ups too.
Yeah.
And so that's what started happening. So when I turned 35, I started looking at a lot of the flaws in the relationships that I was causing. But while I was doing it, I'm still hot-headed. I don't see it. I don't hear it.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like defending me. I'm in defense mode.
Yes, sir.
But then when I go back to my crib, lay there, sit down, start thinking for a minute. Okay, wait a minute, man. Do you like the person, love the person? Do you want to be with the person? All right, if all that's true, then what was the situation? Was the situation something big or was it something small? When you find out how minute some stuff is, have you ever been in anger management?
No.
Boy, I tell you
have you been in anger management?
Yes, I have.
You know, did this happen to you? I've been in anger management a few times.
I'm sure.
Let me tell you something about anger management. Anger management put things in perspective for you. You realize that the stuff that you dealing with and that you probably angry about probably ain't severe as some of the other people. Right. So then that's when I start like looking at stuff and saying, hey, what I'm dealing with ain't that bad. Because that guy's dealing with
more.
Oh, so much more.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo.
But see, I've never did anger management, but I'm a self-analyzer.
Yeah.
I analyze me so much.
But do you pick yourself apart to the
Yes.
part apart to the part that you start hurting yourself and start feeling like I'm not as good as I should be?
Well, yes, because I went through this thing with me and my dad growing up, and that was part of the thing. I used to get so far in my life doing so well, and then there was a block. I would hit like a roadblock, and I never understood why. Yeah. And I never forget, my ex asked me this question one day. She's like, Rick, why is it that every time we get to a place where we're good, you do something to F it up?
Yeah.
And I could could never answer that question. Remember, I'm a self-analyzer. My thing was go walk, put my music on, and start and basically talk to God or the universe and figure this thing out. And that's what I used to. But I could never answer that question. So that sent me to therapy for the first time in my life because I could never answer the question. And the answer to the riddle was I had to forgive.
Who did you have to forgive?
My dad. I had to forgive my dad, and then in turn I had to forgive myself.
Yeah.
And once I was able to start doing those things, I was able to
work things out.
Yeah.
You know, so but
you know, and it's funny because like you, we were in paramilitary with law enforcement runs paramilitary, and I got in law enforcement at an early age. So it was hard for me to per se analyze myself because at that point I'm a counselor.
Yeah.
I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
I'm a problem solver.
It ain't nothing wrong with you. You perfect.
You know, so you know the problems I was having, I understood, and I guess this is a little bit of a difference. I kind of understood I had some issues. That's why I'll be the first to tell you. That's why I didn't get married. I tell everybody else what they wanted to hear, but I was gonna be honest to myself.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't get married early. I was like, you know what?
You knew you weren't ready.
I know I'm messed up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be messed up by myself.
Well, see, I thought I thought that I didn't get married until I was 34.
Okay.
Well, that's still kind of young.
But see, I thought I was ready because I thought I was ready, and I self-analyzed myself with the whole wedding thing. I remember sitting back at a job, having this conversation and figuring out if this was what I was ready to do.
The marriage.
Yes, get to marry this woman.
So what made you say, okay, yeah, I'm ready?
I got a sense of peace. I had a sense of peace when I started thinking about and talking to and analyzing myself about marrying this woman. I had a sense of peace came over me. I was like, okay, I'm ready to do this.
But do you still feel that you were ready at the age?
Hell no.
So then that sense of peace.
Hell no. I don't know what that was. I was working at a bakery. I was standing next to the oven. The oven got hot. So hell no, I shouldn't have got married.
That was only for a short period of time.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Hell no.
Stop. You still here talking about a single piece? Hold on. It's 11 years later. You talking about a sense of peace came over me. It ain't come over you. I just asked you, was it a sense of peace? I was like, hell no.
Hell no, I shouldn't have got married.
Hell, that alcohol and weed, boy.
Hey, marriage is...
It's a lot of work.
It is work.
Boy,
people think that if they have a problem, just marrying the person will make that problem go away.
Hell no. It
intensifies it.
It exasperates, it intensifies, it times a millions.
Yeah.
Because something about that piece of paper.
Oh, man.
Am I lying? Are we lying? From a woman, something about that piece of paper.
It's everybody though, not just women.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I wanted the woman's point of view behind it. But it's something about that piece of paper.
I'm not saying anything.
It's something about that piece of paper that it adds a weight.
Yeah, you know, because I think a lot of it is that when you get that piece of paper, men and women, it's like now you feel pressure, like you gotta uphold,
be a certain way.
Yeah, uphold to be a certain standard. But I also ask the partner now. I have to look at people and say, okay, when you get married, you need to be honest with your person up front and let them know what you expect way before you get married. Don't change once you get married. Don't let the piece of paper now. If I was able, like I've said this several times, if I was able to come in the house at 3:00 in the morning,
don't try to change me.
Don't try to change it now because you got a piece of paper and I got a ring and I gave you a ring. Don't try to change it. I still can do all the same things. You need to cut what you need to make me cut it off.
Prior to years,
but you gonna have but that's even wrong because you still gonna have to want to make that change.
No, that's what I'm saying. I will make that change if I want to make that change. Tell me what you expect way before I even get engaged to you, because now I know what you expect. I know how it's.
And it might make a difference whether or not you want to go further into that relationship or that being married.
Yeah.
But how do you know?
That's going to determine. A lot of that will determine if I won't even give you a ring.
I know.
You just act.
Before you get married, you have some surface things that some surface expectations. Do you really know what you really want until you've been there and been in that?
that's why I look at like shacking up.
I firmly believe in shacking up.
It's imperative.
Well,
you gotta test
Here's
drive.
the thing. It's that thing of making sure you know that person.
Yes.
I need to know how you wash dishes.
Yeah.
If you wash dishes.
Well, then not
You laughing? I'm saying, oh, that was a pet peeve.
Hey.
That was a pet peeve.
Or in my
I need
case,
you to.
do you make the bed up?
Yes, that's another thing. Do I come home
you
and the
make
bed
the
is
bed?
unmade? Yeah. Well, can we make up the bed together?
Well, how about this? You need to know that I don't give a damn about making up the bed, because why make up the bed and I'm gonna get back in it?
You sound like an 11-year-old kid at my house.
I gotta admit,
But I'm coming back home and getting right back in and
Get back in the bed.
That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm gonna make my bed have to be made up.
Yeah.
I can't stay. I make the bed open.
You know,
It brings
When I
you
change
peace
the
when you
sheets,
get home.
when I change the sheets,
Yeah.
I make it up nice and it be nice.
But that's the only time it's made up. After that,
You know, well, I eat tater chips in the bed, so sometimes I have to, pop the
Lord.
sheets and.
do you have company over? Like when your company come over, it's just like, let's go to my bed, and your bed is already covered
wait
up.
a minute, baby, we gotta shake the sheet.
Get these tater chips and popsicle wrappers.
Hold on, let me get that Dorito right now.
Hey, so now doing that, I might have to, that might get it.
But do you have? But you have. I know you have your bed made before. If you know you having guests coming
No,
over,
I don't.
even if she's coming over.
What I do is, I kind of throw the sheets and turn them
I
back.
spruce it up a little.
Yeah, spruce it up. Yeah, I turn them back. Got the candles burning. I'm a candle guy. I love candles, so some candles gonna be burning. So
you ain't gonna let her pull back the sheets.
So what he's saying is he kind of divert her attention away from the bed.
We
and
put
that
music
the
on and we
romantic
talking and everything.
candlelight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might even cook for you. But you also need to know another thing.
Ain't no love making gonna be done here. It's gonna be straight.
Define love making. To me, love ain't making is you have to have love to be making
right,
love. So
you gotta
it's
love
all the
that
same.
person.
I gotta love you to make love to you.
So you just gonna take care of business.
yeah, we here to
Take care of business.
You know why you here.
You go to Rick Place, you ain't listen to Johnny Gill. You got Young Jock.
Hey, we might have to. We might have to.
It's on and popping.
Nah.
That's cool.
But also before we go any further, I want to say rest in peace to Juice WRLD.
21-year-old.
21-year-old young man who lost his life. I want to say Tuesday or earlier this week. It might have been late last week. This young man was on a flight on a private jet, and the pilot had notified the authorities that there may be guns and some other things on the plane. So when they landed, the police was on the plane.
Pilot told?
Yeah. I mean, you can't have guns. I mean,
Right.
you can't have guns on the.
Technically, it's against the law to fly, to transport guns.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, but if I could, I can't put it in my undercarriage?
No.
Really? Oh.
You have. It's a way to do it. You have to
Okay.
go and get clearance to have all that done.
Okay.
And the guns have to be broken down.
Okay.
Ammo have to be separate.
Yeah.
It's a big to do. It's a big step.
That makes sense, though.
So okay.
So the police. So let's go. Stick with Juice WRLD for a minute.
And he had first of all, it came out that he died from having a seizure in the airport. Well, later it came out that it was possible that he had swallowed Percocets, a lot of Percocets, because we would guess that he's trying to hide them because he knew that the cops was coming onto the plane to search
They
the
had
plane.
brought
And
a dog on. So.
yeah, and he was trying to, and they also found 70 pounds of weed,
Yes.
2 registered guns.
Yes.
So
It's
my thing, I got a question. I got a question.
Answer. Speak it.
These young kids are glorifying these drugs. I went back and I just wanted to check out some of his music, and you hear the drug use, you hear about the lean drinking, you hear about all this, and a lot of this, the music today, they are glorifying the lean drinking, the popping of the pills, the Mollies, the Percocets. My question, because we got 3 grown men here, 40-ish maybe you might not be 40 yet.
43.
Oh, you're 40. Okay. So we all in the same. We all of the same generation. Did we fail these? Did we fail these young kids?
Let me say this.
There you go.
That's a two-part answer. You could say yes and no, because you could say we try and we are trying, but we also entered the age of social media, and social media exposed and glorified everything.
Everything. Yep.
Good and bad.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I agree.
You know, and it's. I've seen people who had mother and fathers in the house, churchgoers faithfully.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And their kids still ended up being bad.
Yep.
And because social media exposure, because now they got to see how the rappers live. They got to see how the Kardashians live. They got to see how, you know, everybody's living and partying. You know, when you got Puff Daddies and people are bragging about they spent $100 million on a party.
And yep, then it goes back to, a lot of that goes back to what I'm always like preaching about, like how I don't like hip hop anymore. I'm really turned off by, and maybe it's me getting older, but I'm really hating rap. I'm hating it so much that I think it's actually effing black people purposefully. And going back to your point with social media, a lot of these people that we hear on radio, they're on radio because they're big on social media. They start on YouTube, they start on whatever. And because they start popping there, you start playing their filth. And I'm gonna call it filth. That sounds like an old ass man right now when I say filth. They're starting to play that filth onto our radio stations, and our kids are playing it, they're rapping it, they're saying it, they think they need to do it, they gotta try it because they gotta see what you're talking about now. They all wanna do it. The kids don't even know what Percocet is for, but because you got Future saying Molly Percocet, it's repetitive, over and over.
Okay, let me ask
you. And you playing it on the radio.
Okay, but so where these kids, where did some of these kids get their first Percocets from though?
Stole it from their parents, out of their parents, or from the kid at school,
or friends,
or the kid at school. That's where they getting it from, and it's getting or from a doctor prescription. You got people who get injured, they go get a prescription for Percocet.
Now this opioid,
yeah,
is an epidemic.
Yeah. Oh, I ain't calling it
no,
epidemic. You ain't want to.
Let me stop.
You ain't want to talk about crack like that.
I was about to say, let me stop.
You ain't want to treat crack.
That's what I want. That's what I really want.
That's been a problem, but it was labeled different.
Yes.
And let me take you back some. When crack first came out in the late 70s, and mind you, crack didn't just come out.
No. They were freebasing cocaine.
It was called freebasing.
Freebasing cocaine.
They were freebasing.
I think government has to do that though.
Oh, yeah.
So it was already there, but when they made it more accessible to black people, then it was called crack.
Okay.
And when they used to take loads of cocaine, truckloads of cocaine, and leave it in the projects for people to access, they knew what was happening. Now, think about this. What we have now is the repercussions of crack. Look at our kids.
Oh yeah.
So what
Crack
we're dealing
baby.
now is the repercussion of crack.
The 80s, yes.
Now they're looking at opioid and not on opioid, meth.
Oh yeah.
Because they have seen how it destroyed us.
Yeah.
Now it's,
but it's different when it destroys them though.
Yes.
and you got to
When it hits
understand.
their neighborhood.
But now they understand the problem and the repercussion of it.
Yeah.
So, it's been around. I just feel like it was been a case study. I think they was using people as guinea pigs to see what was going to happen later on down the line. And this is the fallout.
The thing I'm upset with a lot about this whole situation with meth and crack and opioids is how they treat meth and opioids as different. We feel bad for those people.
Yes.
oh my God, they're suffering.
Yes, they call it the
We
opioid
gotta
epidemic.
get them. We gotta get them help.
Yes.
But crack, you're a criminal.
Yes, sir.
Or you're a crackhead.
Which is a criminal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because it's like, oh, he's gonna sell, which they did sell a lot of TVs and then steal your stuff. And we had one, God bless his dead if he did.
Hey.
He came to the. My mama brought an eagle statue from him. I'm like, what? He carried this big cement statue.
You know,
He stole it from somewhere.
A crackhead popular
You
around
wanna
that time.
buy this?
Criminal time.
And my mama brought it.
Hey, you know.
Hey, it look good.
Hey, criminal time. Crackhead popping around criminal time.
Anything.
You get anything you want.
But I hate how now it's like you don't criminalize meth, you don't criminalize opioids. A lot of these doctors should go to jail because, especially with these Percocets and all these Xanax and all these pills that you've been prescribing people, and you knew damn well
At the drop of a hat.
Yes, but you're not gonna send those guys to jail. But you're gonna send. Okay, so it's crazy. Tyrone. Yeah, he don't have the fancy signature or the degree to write a prescription for crack to give to somebody.
Right.
But this doctor has the fancy degree and signature to give you Percocet, which is like heroin. So he can give you that at the drop of a hat, it seems like, because you're saying you're dealing with pain. And I just think that you know that these doctors are wrong. You're not penalizing the doctors. You're not criminalizing the doctors. But yet you're gonna just criminalize this guy.
But at that point you have to you gonna have to start knocking down big pharma.
And now they're trying to, but it's just too.
Or actual doctor offices, organizations.
That's it.
You know, if you think about it, look at Emory just bought up half of the southern region. Mm-hmm. So if you start knocking off doctors, look at the impact it's going to have on hospitals or institutions like Emory.
Because some doctors are getting kickbacks for these prescriptions that they're writing, though.
Yes.
And so, and that's
they in bed with the pharmacy.
And I don't see how you don't see how it's not how you don't see, because I know people see, but that goes back to Congress and everybody got their hand in a pot.
I mean, politics. It's big.
Well,
it's
gotta
big.
have
Well,
your hand in the
pharmacy.
pot.
You know,
pharmaceuticals big.
I'm gonna throw this out now. You know, and this.
Hold on, if it's gonna damage your chances of being elected.
No.
Hold on.
It's a true fact. They just seized the boat overseas that was owned by the Mitch McConnell family that had large amounts of cocaine on it.
But this like a few months ago they found the boat that belonged to oh my God, what was the
that just goes to show you who's bringing in this stuff.
Oh, we never had no boats and planes.
Everybody knows the government bringing that stuff.
We ain't never had no boats and planes.
Yeah. It's like you're helping you're helping people fund wars, you're helping keeping other governments off track and off kilter and everything. And what you do is you disrupt the government's organizations and you let the cocaine and everything come in here.
We gonna get ready to take a break. But when we come back, we gonna get into why
stop with these drugs.
Mr. Carl Mobley is in the building. But first, before we do that, I need to say, Classic City, I will be there tomorrow. My baby sister, Dana, is getting married tomorrow. Salute to her and her fat ass to be husband.
Oh, you gotta do that like
that. But he ain't. That's the joke. That's the running joke.
Oh, okay.
In the family.
He's probably about your size.
Oh, I'm fat.
Yeah, he's probably about your size, but it's a joke. Her and Cedric Davenport will be getting married tomorrow down in Washington County. Real.
Wow.
And I want to say salute to them.
Congratulations.
Good luck on your journey of oneness. May this thing work better for you.
Counseling.
Definitely.
Do not just give up and get mad at each other. Counseling. Go to counseling.
And keep us out your damn business.
Yes. Do not go to your family members and tell your family members and friends
keep us
what's going on in your household.
Business.
Do not. Go talk to that therapist who has no skin in the game. Get your family members out. Get your friends out your damn.
Wait a minute. And go talk to a real therapist, not a preacher.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't go talk to the preacher.
Go talk.
Preacher might be trying to look at your woman anyway.
Hey, and many times they have.
Preacher want your woman.
Oh, hold on now. Y'all being sexist. You might be looking at your man. he might be looking at your man. Don't be sexist. Hey, it's a free ball.
Hey, we gotta come back. I gotta say something real quick about church. I went to church a few weeks ago. Hey, I had a great time.
Is it still up?
The church, yes.
I mean, you didn't get struck.
Hey, the whole sermon was really for me. Hey, it was for me, man.
That's how they get you.
Hey, no, man.
Nah, I'm just messing.
They
with
almost got me. They asked me, was I coming back next week? I was like, no.
Hey, y'all, we will be right back.
As we proceed to give you what you need. It's not five, get live, mother. As we proceed to give you what you need. Not five, get live, mother.
Now turn the mics up. Turn that mic up. Yeah, the beat is knocking. Need that mic up though. Turn that. What? Turn up louder. Yeah. Who shot you? Separate the weak from the opsa. Leap hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. It's on again. Stop all that bickering beef. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. Then the stop when I fall the plot. Neighbors call the cops, said they heard mad shots. Saw me in the drop, 3 1/4. Slaughter, electrical tape around the daughter. Old school, new school, need to learn though. I burn, baby, burn like disco inferno. Burn slow like with yayo. Peel more skins than Idaho potato. People know the lyrical molesting is taking place. Messing with B.I.G. it ain't safe. I make your skin chafe. Rashes on the masses, bumps and bruises, to Land Cruisers. Big Papa smash fools, bash fools. Niggas mad because I know the cash rules. Everything around me, 2 Glock 9s. Any motherfucker whispering about mine. And I'm Brooklyn's finest. You rewind this, bad boys behind this. I set my sight, excite all the freaks. Stack mad chips, spread love with my peeps. People wanna creep and watch my back. Think the cognac and endo sack make me slack. I switches all that. Enemies G's up. One false move, get Swiss cheesed up. Clip to tech, respect I demand it. Slip and break the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not mess with North Sea Papa. Feel 1,000 deaths when I drop ya. I feel for you like Shaka Khan, I'm the Don. Sex when I want it, Rolex on the arm. You die slow but calm. Remember this face, so there won't be no mistake. So you know where to send Jake. Lane 1, brave 1, turn front page 1. Puff Daddy flips daily. I smoke the he sips on the Baileys, on the rocks. Choke blocks and christenings. Hammer cops in the fire position. Ready to die, ready to die.
As we proceed to give you what you need. Not five. Get live. Get live. As we proceed.
You know what? Welcome back to Shop Talking Randomish with King Insane and the lovely Starlight. I am Will Sane.
It's your boy Rick Hang. I am in the building. I'm on the boards. I'm behind the glass. I'm in front of the glass. I'm doing the camera work. I'm doing the get. I am.
Yes. And right in the, good God, I can't even speak. In the shop with us tonight, we have Miss Because now, was it Marilyn Maddox?
Melanie Maddox.
Melody Maddox. She's up for the seat as well, correct?
Well,
she's currently she's currently in the seat.
Correct.
Serving as an interim since the retirement of MEN.
Correct.
But is she also running for election as well?
Yes.
So that's one of the key ways to actually get the way you want.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
But you got to understand now, we're looking at that as being a regime.
Yeah.
Because the sheriff position was given to Thomas Brown. When Durham Brown got killed.
Remember that.
The people that put in for that position, the judge looked at the list and said, I don't know anybody on this list. Get me someone I know.
So he put his people in place.
Leanne Levitan and Manuel Malouf called over to the judge and said, hold on, keep that position open one more day. Thomas Brown going to apply for it and give it to Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown got that position. Now, he did his term and he decided to run for Congress. So he left his term in midstream. He only did 2 years and then he stepped down and ran for Congress. He gave it to Jeff Mann.
Okay, so that's how MEN got it.
That's how MEN got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what's different? Same thing.
Yeah, it's just
now
MEN.
we're looking at a regime.
It's a baton. It's passing a baton.
Exactly, and we need to stop it.
Totally, because all you're doing is keeping the same things in place.
Oh, now my question is, you said they're supposed to do a special election.
Correct.
When?
It's going to be March 24th, 2020.
March 24th, 2020.
So, if they do this special election, are you running? Are you in the running for the special election?
I will be.
Okay, now, if they do, and after they have the special election, are they going to then have the regular
general
election?
Correct.
When will the general election be? So how
November.
So
November 2020. So
if you after the special election, which is in March, if you win the special election,
I still have to run again.
You still in 7 months later, you have to run again.
Yep.
So let me ask you,
you got to have your money together.
So
that
is my question.
Yeah.
Does it behoove you to
run
to be in the special election and also try to come back and have to get up money and do this all over again? Is it beneficial? Or should, to me, I would probably just let whoever do the special election and then put all my money.
What's the benefit? What's the benefit of you doing?
Let me tell you like this.
Election?
Think about it like this. If I don't run and I let somebody run now in the special election, they then become the incumbent.
Yes.
How hard is it to be the incumbent?
The incumbent, okay.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I got
That's
to be
true.
in it. Okay. It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to beat the incumbent.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying you got to have your money together. It's about $3,800 to enter.
$3,800 just to enter.
Just to
get in the game.
And then you have to get the ground.
You're gonna have to do that twice. So let's just roughly say $4,000.
Yeah.
Per race.
So that's $8 just to
$8,000
That's $8
both
just
times.
to put your name on it.
But if you win the special election,
and
you then become the incumbent,
you have the money behind you.
Who's gonna challenge you?
Yeah. Especially when you just got
what I mean?
it. Yeah,
you just got it. You're strong at that point.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, because like if I just got it, then more likely I'm gonna get it again in November. I just won it.
That's right.
Yeah, so more likely I'm gonna get it again. Now, what makes you feel like you're qualified for? What are your qualifications? What makes you feel like you're qualified for the position?
I was born at Grady.
Okay.
I have to tell people, I didn't come here. I'm from here.
Yeah.
How important is it for us to start having people who are from here, from our community, grew up in our community? I was raised in DeKalb County. Not only was I raised in DeKalb County, I turned around and became a law enforcement officer for DeKalb County.
How long were you a law enforcement?
28 years.
Oh man, okay.
I done been through the trenches. I have worked my way around DeKalb County. My last assignment, man, this is kind of funny. And it's funny because I never wanted to be a policeman.
Yeah.
So that's first thing. That's how me and Rick started talking. But my last assignment, I supervised the executive protection detail for the CEOs. So I was with Burr Ellis and Lee May.
Oh.
And and that was what opened my eyes up to basically the actual intricate knowledge of how DeKalb County was working.
Yeah.
And I got to see it firsthand.
You saw the good and the bad?
I saw good, bad, ugly.
Yeah.
So after doing that, 2017, I thought I was going to retire. When Burr Ellis came back, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to retire. And I was driving and God spoke to me and said, you're not finished yet. He want me to run for sheriff. Now, you asked me what's my qualifications. Not only have I grew up in DeKalb, been in DeKalb County my whole life as far as law enforcement. I mean, I started DeKalb County when I was 24. I've worked my way through DeKalb County Police Department.
Yeah.
And also the sheriff. I left and went over to the sheriff office and came back to the police department. So I've worked both.
Okay.
So I had a chance to see both sides. One thing I know is to do the job, you got to have experience.
I'm glad you said it because I remember last time you were here, you told me something that I never even knew was that you don't have to. You don't have to be in law enforcement.
Last two sheriffs, Thomas Brown nor Jeffrey Mann, ever had law enforcement experience.
And that was crazy.
That's crazy.
That blew my mind.
Yeah,
I never had law enforcement experience. So I can't come in here and tell Rick how to work that board.
Yeah.
If I've never been out here to do it. If I go back there and he'd say, Mobley, push this, but I'm gonna mess up. Boy, we gonna be overseas somewhere listening. I can't do it.
We might need you to do that because we trying to.
I know. Just go hit that button.
Go
do something.
Hit that button.
How can you tell people how to do a job when you've never done it?
Yeah. And you can't clean up.
Now
you don't even know what needs to be cleaned up to try to clean it up.
Now when Thomas Brown got the position, he regimed in, and I'll tell y'all that afterwards. Now, he gave it to Jeff Mann. Jeff Mann, now what we're hearing is he turned around and gave Thomas Brown a consulting contract for 6 figures.
See, I still watch my
Now,
yeah.
Thomas Brown also was a part owner of a bonding company, BB&H Bonding Company, which was a conflict of interest.
That was the most damn...
So... And then he's turned around and what we're understanding have a couple of more contracts. His daughter got the medical contract. I heard he had the mattress contract. That's stuff that need to be stopped because first off, you're taking money away from everybody else.
Yeah.
And most of even the inmates that's bonding out are diverted to his bonding company.
See.
So you're squeezing out all the other bonding company.
Yeah.
It's time for all that corruption to stop in DeKalb County. We have to get DeKalb County back to a point that we are out of the news and respected.
It's because DeKalb County, I don't know if it still is, but I know it used to be labeled as one of the richest black counties. And Decatur, one of the richest black cities.
Like the third richest county in Georgia.
Yeah. And it has had a negative image over the past years.
We've had over 120 some part 30 some part murders just this year alone.
Yeah. So y'all like a little baby Chicago.
Big time.
So the thing is, do you believe because to me my whole thing is residents. The people have to want change. First they have to want change. After wanting change, they have to make the change themselves. How do you feel that you being sheriff, you can get the community to trust you in order for you all to make the changes necessary to make the cab better?
First off, you got to be transparent.
Now, elaborate with that because the people.
Okay.
That's a
First
cliche
off, you have
term.
to be transparent because the sheriff office has been such a closed door operation for so long because the sheriff is an elected official, and when he don't want you to know anything, they close their doors.
Yeah.
And another thing of transparency is, like the police department. When the police department apply for grants, they're opening themselves up to the government. The reason the sheriff office never apply for grants because they don't want people on the outside coming in regulating what they're doing.
Okay, yeah, looking at the
transparency is what we got to go back to. What we need. Me personally, I'm gonna apply for all the grants we can get. We're gonna be open up to the public. We're gonna be open up to the community. We're gonna be open up to our county because we have lost trust in our law enforcement entity anyway.
True.
So the only way we're going to gain that back is to start going back into the community. We gotta restore law and order first and foremost. But we got to get back into our community, and we got to let the people know that you can trust us because we're actually here for the right reason.
How can you get now? Speaking of transparency, I got real quick, does it scare you that do you think that scares some people? With you saying you're going to be transparent to where people can actually come in and look and see what's going on in your organization, do you think that scares the inner working people? Like, wait a minute, because I'm gonna
a good answer for that.
I'm gonna say a name. You're like, and people don't like it, but you're like saying what Donald Trump was saying. Like, I'm gonna show y'all what's going on behind closed doors, and the inner people don't like if we're saying that this is a conglomerate, this is a system that's a regime. The regime isn't going to like you opening up the doors and allowing outsiders to look in.
All right. First off, we got to look at the difference between Donald Trump was corrupt before he even took that position.
That's true. That's true, though.
All right. I've never been in jail. I've never been corrupt. I've never had opportunity to go out there and be locked up.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on it. So the people are going to gain the trust by knowing that we are out in the community and we're going to do our job. Mm-hmm. One of the things we want to do is we're going to start responding to 911 calls. So, the sheriff office never responded to 911 calls.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
The sheriff office doesn't help the police at all.
Okay.
The sheriff office is in charge of the jail, serving civil papers, and the courts system. Yeah. Well, we can no longer live like that. Crime is running rapid in DeKalb.
Okay. We got a call on the line, Rick?
Yes, sir. Call her what you need, what you want.
Hey, Rick, Will, Starlight, Jolie, that would be Carl's wife. Carl, I got two questions for you. Are the bulk of those murders in DeKalb County basically over in South DeKalb County?
The bulk of them was. It's a little bit in between, let's say anywhere past La Vista Road and back south.
So it's like a 4-mile pocket.
No, it's
that's
bigger.
Where the bulk of them are?
No, it would be bigger than 4 miles. But if you say La Vista Road all the way down to DeKalb County line, City of Atlanta, Boulder Crest area. So it's a big stretch. So it's not in that 4-mile radius, but it's in the southern half of DeKalb County.
And how many of those murders, a lot of the murders that go down around the metro area, they get solved quick because they're made so sloppy. How many of those, what's your best? I'm serious, two dudes arguing on the street, one shoot the other one, and, he didn't kill him, but he died in the hospital.
Well,
that kind
percentage-wise, I would say right now, I think DeKalb County is running like an 80 to 85% percentile of solving their crimes.
It's going to be hard for you to beat those numbers now.
No.
I'm over in North DeKalb, over in the Dunwoody. I'm over in the Dunwoody Sandy Springs area, so I don't feel it the way that folks feel it down there on the south side of DeKalb County. Do you feel that? Well, tell me what you think about this. My belief is that you really want people to respond better to the existence of the police and the sheriff's department. They have to have a better understanding of what it takes and costs of time and energy to maintain order. If they don't, if people don't maintain their order in their neighborhood, then there's a cost in time and energy for the police to help maintain it, which they are part of. That's part of their responsibility anyway. But you got folks don't always get a grip that there's only so many police, but there's a whole lot of citizens that aren't police.
Well, but it's several ways you can solve that. But one, that's being transparent and getting back into your community. Think about it. When you say you live where? What part of
Dunwoody, in the Dunwoody area?
Okay, you're in the Dunwoody. You pretty much see Dunwoody police riding through neighborhoods and being visible, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Why is that?
Well, see, that's the difference.
Well, they have
because
time
they demand,
because
and
there's
they
not a lot of stuff
demand
going on to keep them from it.
Real quick, let me explain a couple of things. We have lost so many officers. DeKalb County is about 750 to 800 officers down. That's one of the reasons we don't have enough officers to patrol neighborhoods like we used to when I first started.
Is mainly due to salary?
It's due to salary and benefits. Okay. You got to understand how can you keep an employee when you charging them $1,200 a month just for insurance and pension?
Oh dear, no.
Wait a minute, you're 700 officers down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're probably 700 plus. Let's say between 700 and 800, 750 to 800 officers short.
And the population is like 2.5 times what it was when you started, probably.
Correct. Correct. That's why it's time for the sheriff office to step up we got to start assisting our police, but not on that. We got to start getting back into our community. It's time for the sheriff office to step up and doing something different. We, in the past, they just operated on, well, we man the courts, we man the jail. We can't continue doing that anymore. In order to take back DeKalb County and make DeKalb County a safe place to live, all hands got to be put on deck.
Yeah.
All right, caller. See to my cashier. Get out my barbershop and
Please, Eric.
pay the cashier.
Hey, what can the sheriff's department do about getting these guys to take food stamps for haircuts?
Hey, get out the deal. Get out of here, man. Hey, so, like going back to like the transparency. All right, so and also like Eric was saying, a lot of it is allowing the citizens to see what's going on, to understand. But do you think the citizens are willing to be transparent, to show you this is the dude who's selling dope in the neighborhood, this is the dudes who are destroying our youth? Do you think the citizens are willing to be?
I think they are. They're hungry for it.
But here's why I'm sort of not so, I can't agree with that. Like, I'm glad you, but the reason why I don't subscribe to that is because it's your family members and we're talking about.
Okay. You got to understand, most of the time when we go into a neighborhood, most of these people in the neighborhood are renters. All right.
Oh, yeah, because you're in the, okay.
They're renters.
Yeah.
Now, it takes 20 years, 15 to 20 years to develop a good, solid community neighborhood. It'll take 6 to 8 months to tear it down.
I've seen it.
So you got to understand, if you are a homeowner and you have nowhere else to go, like me, where am I going? Now, yes, you may not want to let that person know you're telling on them. I agree with you. But it's ways around that. And we got to be willing to work with the citizens. If you're willing to work with us, we got to work with y'all.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have to come in and say, oh, Rick told on you.
Yeah.
But we gather that information. As a sheriff, I can put a car in that community and let him sit there. I can put him directly in front of that house. And guess what's going to happen if everybody come up to buy drugs?
Yeah.
After a while, they're going to close down shop.
Yeah.
So it's ways around that. But we got to start doing it.
I agree.
Okay, well, you saying there's 750 to 800 police officers short in DeKalb County. How do you get the young to? How do you get the money to start paying DeKalb County the way they need to be paid, to giving them the benefits they need to get, so that someone will once again want to become
law enforcement? All right, first off, the sheriff got his own budget. There again, we got to get in there and stop a lot of that corruption. You got a lot of money being spent out on miscellaneous stuff. Like, from what I understand, Jeff Mann just ordered iPads for the inmates. He ordered a kiosk. He ordered a kiosk to be put in the pods. And you don't believe me, look up rapping. I'm thugging inside DeKalb County Jail. He ordered a kiosk for the inmates to have access to communicate with their families, and they made a rap video thugging inside DeKalb County Jail. He ordered yoga for the inmates. Now,
somebody have to get their zen.
Listen, man, I'm here to tell you, this is not Motel 6. We're not leaving the light on for you. We're going to run the jail like it's supposed to be ran. But we got to give these guys a raise. And there's other ways but there again, Rick, that's why we apply for grants. We got to give these guys a raise. I made my son become a police officer. He was there for 3.5 years. And he looked at me and he's like, hey, I can't keep doing this when, I got the opportunity to make more money.
Yeah.
So he left and went somewhere else.
Makes sense.
But when I have young officers, I had a good little mentee of mine, had only been there a couple of years and running into a few rough bumps in the cab, and they were really riding him. He had opportunity to go to Dunwoody. Now, here's the thing. Dunwoody pays his benefits, insurance. They pay into his pension, and they gave him a raise.
Dunwoody is the city, though, right?
Correct.
And you're the county.
Right. So how can we keep these guys when our commissioners are not promoting good practice themselves. Now, the commissioners say, well, we can't afford to give these guys this kind of raise, but then they turn around and vote themselves a 6% raise.
Yes.
Now, DeKalb County take in over $1 million in revenue for citations.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they allocate a small portion of that to police?
See, but I think what you're doing right now is you're running for commissioner.
No,
I think that's what you. Sheriff,
we're gonna run for sheriff. But
sheriff might not be your call. The commissioner might be your call.
We're gonna clean it up.
Yeah.
All over DeKalb County because we got to start getting these young kids to realize how important it is to start policing our community.
And that's one thing that I'm always preaching about or speaking about now is that we need that. We need people to actually talk and to get out and make sure you make your community better. That's your community.
Don't talk the talk, walk it.
Exactly. That's your community.
And that's why I stand before you. You want to know what my experience is?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the streets. I was chased by DeKalb County. I threatened a DeKalb County police officer at one point in time because he harassed me.
Damn.
I've been there.
Last thing before we wrap up. You, with your 28 years of experience that you said, to people who listen, we think about that blue line, that blue family. Are you going to be able to separate the blue family and do what has to be done to assist and take care of the people?
Let me tell you, the blue line is it used to be a strong entity.
Mm-hmm.
The blue line is not like y'all think it is anymore.
Okay.
DeKalb County itself have prosecuted more officers on the jail and the police than probably any other law enforcement entity in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
One thing I can tell you about DeKalb County, and I'm saying that as DeKalb County government.
You ain't got time to tell us right now. Tell them where they can find you so they can donate to your campaign.
Hey, you can find me at carlmobleyforsheriff.com. That's my website. carlmobleyforsheriff@gmail.com is my email.
All right, we're going to look you up. We're going to hook you up. People, please support Carl Mobley for Sheriff of DeKalb County. Let's make a change, folks.
Hey, y'all, about that time to sweep the floors, clean the clippers. Miss Lady, you got the bathroom.
No.
The shop is closed.
Sexist, get out.
Same. Mr. Right. We're talking randomly.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Did you know that the Real 1100 has a Facebook page? Visit facebook.com/Real1100 to keep up with your favorite shows, videos, photos, upcoming events, and more. That's facebook.com/Real1100, giving you more of the real. The real.
You're tuned into WWE Lakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
You're listening to Future Movement Radio. I'm Pat Backus. To advertise on Future Movement Radio, please call 678-508-7128. And please remember to listen to us on the web.
Future Movement Radio, a Caribbean revolution. Future Movement Radio. Sizzling Caribbean music, news from the region, exciting.